Most people think they already understand what the PlayStation Portal is. They think it's just a screen with buttons. They think it's just another accessory. They think Sony already showed its best hand. But what if I told you 2025 is the year PlayStation Portal stops being misunderstood and starts becoming something much bigger than anyone expected? Because right now, something quiet is happening inside the PlayStation ecosystem. And if you blink, you're going to miss why the Portal suddenly matters more than ever. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. When PlayStation Portal first launched, the internet didn't know what to do with it. Some people laughed. Some people ignored it. Some people said, "Why would I buy this when I already have a phone or a tablet?" But here's the part nobody wants to admit. The people who actually used the PlayStation Portal kept using it. And in 2025, that difference between opinions and experience is about to explode. Because PlayStation Portal was never meant to be flashy. It was never meant to replace your PS5. It was never meant to compete with handheld consoles the way people assumed. It was meant to do something far more dangerous. It was designed to change how often you play. Think about this for a second. Most gamers don't stop playing because they don't love games. They stop because life gets in the way. The TV is occupied. You're tired after work. You only have 20 minutes. You're traveling. You don't want to sit upright at a desk. You don't want to boot everything up. And this is where PlayStation Portal quietly wins. In 2025, convenience is king. And Portal doesn't fight for attention. It slips into your life. Imagine this. You come home after a long day. Your PS5 is already on rest mode. You grab the Portal. Within seconds, you're inside your game. Not a menu, not a loading screen, not an app. Your exact save, your exact progress, your exact experience. No compression tricks, no downgraded mobile version, no compromises in controls. That seamless handoff is what people underestimated. And Sony knows it. That's why in 2025, PlayStation Portal isn't being pushed as a gadget. It's being positioned as a habit. Because once a product becomes a habit, it doesn't need marketing. And here's where things get interesting. In 2025, PS5 exclusives are bigger, longer, and more demanding than ever. Games are no longer pick-up-and-play experiences. They're worlds. But worlds require time. And Portal solves the biggest enemy of modern gaming: inconsistency. You don't need a 3-hour session anymore. You need 10 minutes. 10 minutes in bed. 10 minutes on a couch. 10 minutes before sleep. And suddenly, finishing games feels possible again. That's why completion rates quietly rise for Portal users. That's why daily engagement increases. That's why Sony keeps investing in this concept instead of abandoning it. Now let's talk about something nobody wants to say out loud. Latency. Because yes, people love to scream about it. But here's the reality in 2025. Most homes now have Wi-Fi 6 or better. Mesh systems are common. Internet stability is no longer a luxury. It's expected. And PlayStation Portal doesn't rely on the public internet the way cloud gaming does. It relies on your network. That's a massive difference. In real-world conditions, Portal feels closer to native play than people expect, especially with first-party titles optimized for remote play. Sony didn't rush this. They waited, and now they're quietly benefiting from infrastructure catching up. But hardware is only half the story. The real power of PlayStation Portal in 2025 is psychological, because it removes friction. Every single barrier between you and your game matters, even small ones. And Portal removes more barriers than any PlayStation product before it. No controller pairing, no app launching, no notifications, no battery drain panic from your phone. Just games. That simplicity is rare in modern tech. Now let's address the question everyone secretly asks. Is PlayStation Portal worth it in 2025? The honest answer? It depends on how you live, not how you game. If you only play sitting upright in front of a TV with headphones on and hours to spare, Portal isn't for you. But if your life is busy, shared, unpredictable, Portal becomes something else entirely. It becomes freedom. And Sony understands that the modern gamer is older now. They have jobs. They have families. They have responsibilities. Portal wasn't designed for teenagers with unlimited time. It was designed for adults who refuse to give up gaming. That's why its design matters. The screen size is intentional. The DualSense features aren't optional, they're essential. Haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, they're not gimmicks when you feel them during a late-night session. In 2025, immersion doesn't require a massive setup. It requires intimacy. And Portal delivers that in a way phones never will. Because phones are distractions, Portal is focused. No texts, no calls, no social feeds, just you in the game. That alone is worth more than specs. Now let's talk about the future. Because PlayStation Portal isn't done evolving. Software updates continue to refine performance. Remote play stability improves. PS5 Pro enters the ecosystem, making streamed visuals even sharper. And Sony's long-term vision becomes clearer. Portal is a bridge, not to cloud gaming, not to mobile gaming, but to presence. It keeps PlayStation relevant when you're away from the TV, without asking you to leave the PlayStation experience behind. That's powerful, and that's why competitors struggle to replicate it. Because Portal doesn't try to be everything. It tries to be one thing done perfectly. Now here's the twist most people don't expect. PlayStation Portal actually makes your PS5 feel more valuable. Because when you play more often, your console matters more. Your library feels alive. Your purchases feel justified. And that emotional loop is what Sony is really selling. Not hardware, engagement. In 2025, the gaming war isn't about teraflops anymore. It's about attention. And Portal quietly wins attention by being present when nothing else is. Late nights, early mornings, stulen moments. Those moments add up. And suddenly, you realize something strange. You didn't buy the PlayStation Portal because you needed it. You kept it because it fit your life. And that's the kind of product that lasts. So the next time someone says PlayStation Portal is unnecessary, they're probably right for them. But for the millions of players who just want to keep gaming without rearranging their entire lives, in 2025, PlayStation Portal isn't optional. It's inevitable. And once you understand that, you can't unsee why Sony is playing a much longer game than anyone realizes. And here's where the story gets even more interesting. Because the biggest misunderstanding about PlayStation Portal in 2025 isn't about hardware. It's about identity. People keep asking, what is it supposed to be? But the real question is, what is it becoming? Sony has a long history of letting products speak quietly before they speak loudly. They don't always explain the vision up front. They watch how people use things. They observe behavior. Then they adapt. And Portal is a perfect example of that philosophy. In 2025, Sony isn't forcing Portal into your life. They're letting it slide in naturally. And that's exactly why it's working. Because once people realize something important, they stop debating specs and start talking about feeling. And the feeling PlayStation Portal creates is subtle, but addictive. It's the feeling of continuity. You're not starting a new session. You're resuming your life inside a game. That sense of continuity is something gaming has chased for decades. Arcades couldn't do it. Handhelds couldn't fully do it. Mobile gaming tried and failed. Portal does it by not pretending to be something else. It doesn't replace your console. It extends it. And that difference matters more than people think. Because when you extend something instead of replacing it, you don't fragment the experience. You strengthen it. In 2025, fragmentation is the enemy of enjoyment. Too many platforms, too many logins, too many ecosystems, too many compromises. Portal eliminates that chaos. Same trophies, same friends list, same save files, same muscle memory. That familiarity reduces cognitive load. And when something feels easy, people return to it again and again and again. That's why Portal sessions are often shorter, but more frequent. And frequency beats duration every time. Now, let's talk about something almost no reviewer focuses on. Comfort. In 2025, comfort is no longer a luxury. It's a requirement. People sit at desks all day. They stare at screens all day. Their bodies are tired. Portal respects that reality. The ergonomics matter. The balance matters. The way your hands rest matters. This isn't a controller clipped to a screen. This is a device designed to disappear while you play. And when a device disappears, immersion takes over. That's why many Portal users describe it the same way. They say, "I didn't expect to like it this much." That sentence appears again and again because expectations were low, and low expectations create powerful surprises. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: cloud gaming. People love to compare Portal to cloud solutions, but that comparison misses the point entirely. Cloud gaming asks you to trust someone else's servers, someone else's bandwidth, someone else's priorities. Portal asks you to trust your own setup. And for many players in the US, that trust is already earned. Strong home networks, reliable internet, stable environments. Portal thrives there. And unlike cloud gaming, your games never disappear. Licensing changes don't matter. Servers going offline don't matter. Your console is still the source. That permanence is comforting. And comfort builds loyalty. Sony understands this deeply. They're not chasing trends. They're reinforcing ownership. Now imagine where this leads. In 2025 and beyond, PlayStation isn't just something you sit down to use. It's something that follows you. Not everywhere, not intrusively, but intentionally. And that intention is what separates Portal from failure. Because bad products demand attention. Good products respect your time. Portal respects your time. It says, play when you can, stop when you need, continue when you're ready. No guilt, no pressure. That mindset resonates with modern adults. And that's why Portal's audience keeps growing quietly. Not through hype, through word of mouth. Now here's a truth that might surprise you. PlayStation Portal doesn't need to sell tens of millions of units. To be successful, it just needs the right millions. The ones who buy games. The ones who stay in the ecosystem. The ones who keep subscriptions active. Portal isn't a mass market revolution. It's a strategic reinforcement. And that makes it extremely dangerous to underestimate. Because while people argue online about what it isn't, Sony is benefiting from what it is. A loyalty amplifier. In 2025, that matters more than flashy launches. And as PS5 era games grow larger, deeper, and longer, Portal becomes even more relevant, not less, because time is the most valuable currency now. And Portal saves time. It removes setup. It removes friction. It removes excuses. And when excuses disappear, habits form. That's why people who buy Portal rarely sell it. They might stop talking about it. They might stop defending it online, but they keep it. And that silence is powerful, because satisfied users don't argue. They just play. So if you're looking at PlayStation Portal in 2025 and wondering why it still exists, why Sony keeps updating it, why demand hasn't vanished, why it refuses to fade away, it's because Portal isn't trying to win debates. It's trying to win routines. And once something becomes part of your routine, it doesn't need validation. It just needs to be there. And PlayStation Portal is there. Quietly, consistently, waiting.